All right, it's a beautiful summer morning, getting an early start. I got fish on the brain. Let's see what we can catch today. All right, conditions are too perfect not to throw a pop-R. Actually, it's an H2O Express knockoff of TWP, but I think I got some really, really good water here. It's too early to tell. Got a nice, good grass line lining this bayou, 6 feet in the middle of this bayou. So we're just gonna work the edge of this grass, see what we can find. We got about a 5-knot southwest wind and a very meager rising tide. All right, I'm seeing some surface activity, but mostly in the matted grass that's lining this bayou. So I'm gonna make a few casts in that grass or over that grass with a weightless, weedless matrix craw. See if we can get a bass or a red to blow up on this. Ooh, there he is. All right, nice bass, there we go. Good start to the morning. He clocked it when it hit the water right away. This fish is hot. Water temp is 86 degrees, 86. That's warm, nice. That was a pure reaction strike. He hit as soon as it hit the water and all that matted grass. Ooh, oh, he missed it. He missed it. That was another good hit. Oh, there he is. Oh, goodness, goodness. That was awesome. That was absolutely awesome. Fish hit me next to the boat. Not a big one, but man, that was awesome. He hit it next to the boat and took off running with it. All right. Oh, lost a claw. All right, got plenty, got plenty. Now, those are fish I never would have caught if I'd stuck with that TWP. Obviously, you cannot throw that over that matted grass. This thing is like a dream over that grass. Now, the key to this, when you get a hit, you gotta delay your hook set. Very similar to a technique I did a couple weeks ago with Ray and Rory Shagnard. That day we were throwing a Z-Man goat, but I really like this matrix craw for this. It's got an air pocket in the body right here. Helps make it really buoyant. Just a great summertime technique, first thing in the morning. So far, we've only caught a couple bass on it, but believe me, redfish love it. And that's such a fun explosion when they hit it. Lots of bait. Lots of bait. All right, they slowed down on this. Clearly made a bunch of casts with no bites. So now we got to go to the bag of tricks. I'm gonna throw a little zip, Z's tackle bait, fish this along the edges of the grass. Weightless and weedless, fish it kind of like a fluke or a Senko. Wind's supposed to blow later today, so we'll do this before it gets too windy. See if that's what they want. So much bait around here, there's got to be some fish. Now that the sun's getting up a little bit, I can see this water better. It really, really looks good. All this grass in here has done its job, filtered this water well. Look at the bait, my goodness. Well, you got prey, you will have predators. All right, no bites on that yet. We'll throw it again in a little bit. How about the SB57? See if they want that. Ooh, oh, me, God. That was a redfish. That was 100% a redfish. He took my SB57. Goodness. I don't know if I have another lavender shad SB57 in my tackle box. I know I got one at home where it's doing me a lot of good. Well, found one. Hate losing that fish, man. That was definitely a red. He smoked it. I have a definite love-hate relationship with fluorocarbon. There's no doubt it helps me get more bites. I know that. But man, I have a million break-offs. I've tried every knot known to man. It's just such brittle line, so often breaks on that hook set. I'm a fanatic about finding the cleanest water I can find in an area. So I like the low vis aspect of the fluoro. But when I lose fish like that, man, I wish I was throwing mono. I'm sorry for the string of expletives. I try and keep those to a minimum, but man, I hate losing fish. I hate it, particularly from equipment failure. The fish just comes unbuttoned. I mean, that's just part of fishing. Sometimes it happens, but I hate equipment failure. All right, I made a little move, and I'm hopeful it was a good one. That other bayou had lots of bait, but couldn't get many bites. Got a few, not as many as I thought I'd get, given the conditions. This bayou has even better water, and on the way in I saw just absolute tons of bait. Not seeing much now that I'm actually in the area I'm going to be fishing, but did see a lot on the way in. I'm throwing what's become a favorite bait of mine, the Zimmer Swimmer, under a 1/4 ounce bullet weight. Everything hits the Zimmer Swimmer. Everything in the marsh. But I'm going to switch between this and a bunch of other baits. I'll figure out what they want. Got to put the puzzle together, particularly in the summertime. Well, there we go. Got the whole bait. Dadgummit. It's gonna be one of those days, huh? All right, I'm switching over to a little zip just to give a little bit smaller presentation with this water temp up. 86 degrees. Probably dumb to switch right after I just got a bite, but I can switch back. Boy, this thing feels a lot different. That Zimmer Swimmer has such vibration. Ooh. Ooh. There's one. Oh, look at that, speckled trout. What you still doing inside, dude? On the little zip. That's a keeper too. I'm not keeping fish today, but that is a keeper. He's about, I don't know, he's probably only about 12 inches, but I think he is legal. Let's take a peek. Yep, he's 12 and a half. By the way, the name of this little zip color is Coonasty Swirl. Kind of a poo-poo brown with red flake, but they love it. There's a fish. Is that another speck? It sure is. I threw in his mouth. All right, another legal speck. This one's a much bigger one. This fish is about 14 inches. I mean, not a big speck, but big for inside this time of year. Oh, he's hooked in the gills. Shoot. Bad day to not be keeping fish. All right, glad to see it. Still inside at this time of year. You know, here it is, middle of June. Normally by now, the keeper specks have moved outside. You do catch some undersized fish inside this time of year, but caught 2 keepers. I guess those are stragglers. They just haven't moved out yet. West wind's definitely picking up. Holding this tide up from rising too hard. It'll probably peak early and begin a really steep fall at some point today. God fucking So I've had 3 line break-offs today on the hook set, just the razor break-off. Set the hook and there's just nothing there. Everything's gone. So I obviously got some bad fluoro. Ooh, man, that was a good hit. Obviously got some bad fluoro, so now I've tied straight braid, which I generally hate doing. But I just dug through my boat looking for some different fluoro, and I don't have any, so straight braid it is. I just got a good hit there, so it obviously didn't matter for that fish. Generally, I don't like it. I definitely find you get fewer bites when you tie straight braid, particularly in water that looks this good. All right, not surprisingly, my bites have gone down to near nothing with that straight braid. So I'm gonna go to the other extreme and attempt to throw this ultralight. This bayou seems pretty grassy, so I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but I'm gonna give it a few casts. This is loaded with 4-pound test. So good luck not breaking that off, but this rod's a lot whippier, just designed for light line. So I have to fish an exposed hook with this, which I do have. I've got an 1/8 ounce death grip jig head with a green hornet matrix shad. Fish almost have to hook themselves. I do set the hook, but not super hard. And of course, that rod has a lot of give, so I have broken off with this on a hook set, but generally I don't. I may see if I can rig one of those little zips on here. Fish definitely seem to want that today. Might look a little janky on a jig head, but what do I care if they're gonna hit it? Yeah, let's try that. See if we can rig that on here. All right, it doesn't look too bad. Looks good. Oh, there's a fish. Oh, goodness. Uh-oh, that's a red. Yep. Let's spot lock. Hopefully we don't have to chase him. That's a red on our ultralight. Let's loosen that drag a little bit. Oh, there's another red with him. It was 2 of them. We're gonna be fighting him a minute. Beautiful red. Oh, look how pretty that fish is in this clear water. Oh, another red with him. Goodness, that's good to see. One thing you don't do with 4-pound test is horse a fish. All right, we got him. Marsh slam today. We got a red, some bass, some speckled trout. Actually, not a bad red, about a, I'm gonna say 19-incher or so. Probably gonna take a minute to revive this dude. He's worn out. Didn't take as long as I thought. Love to see it. Oh man, that's just awesome. Reds have been tough to come by, so I always get excited now to run across them. Particularly fun on ultralight gear. On the Lil Zip, love this bait. I mean, let's be honest. This color doesn't look much to fishermen, but it looks really good to fish. Cool nasty swirl. Fish don't think it's nasty. Now I saw 2 reds with that one. Actually, I saw them at separate times. It could have been the same fish twice. You see the bulbous tail on this bait. That's kind of what gives it some resistance. It has this bait moving through the water, that tail is moving. Fish find that irresistible. It's a more subtle bait than that Zimmer swimmer. And that's why I'm fishing it today with this ultra clear water and super high temperature. 86.5 degrees in here. It's high water temp. So I want something more subtle, less kind of loud and obnoxious. I mean, it's definitely delivering. Kind of expected with this line. Just been a bad execution day. Should have retied after that big red. Stupid oversight on my part. All right, I'm in a stretch of this bayou. It's got a little depth and not quite as much grass. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this SB57, see what we can run across. Hopefully there's some more reds in this bayou. This is definitely a better setup for reds than that ultralight. This is an Okuma Guide Select. Really like this rod. It's perfect crankbait rod for me. It's a 6'9" rod with medium power. And I just find fish have a difficult time throwing hard plastic baits on this rod. I use this also for jerk baits and sometimes for topwater, and it really performs well. It's a very light rod. I got it teamed, of course, with a Okuma Hakai. This reel is just, I mean, that's all I fish now. Bait cast wise is Okuma Hakais. They're just so light and bulletproof, hold together well. They're just awesome reels. Really castable, don't have any backlash problems. And it's actually pretty moderately priced. It's not super expensive. This reel should be double its price. Come on, redfish. Or bass, or speckled trout. Take anything. Oh, there's a fish. Oh, what are you? Another red. Oh yeah, redfish. On the SB. Whoa, come back, dude. Come back, dude. Whoa. Whoa, get out that trolling motor. Don't go up there. There you go. Come on. Wow. I didn't think you were that big. You're definitely super powerful. goodness. Some fish are just crazy. This fish is crazy. He's about the same size as the last one we caught, but he's trying his best to earn his freedom. All right, dude. Let's swim into this net here. All right. All right, we got him. Ooh, look at that. SB came out. Good thing we netted him. You almost earned your freedom, dude. So good to see these things. So happy. This fish definitely a little bigger than I thought he was. Probably 20, 21 inches. Beautiful fish. I know Bill Lewis makes plenty colors of this SB57, but in pretty water, it's really hard for me not to throw this lavender shad. I just absolutely love it. I love it because the fish love it. All right, I'm approaching the end of this bayou. So I'm gonna call it a trip. Head on back. It's starting to get hot. It's almost 11 o'clock. And to paraphrase Yogi Berra, it gets late early in the summertime. Today was definitely a mixed bag, no doubt. I feel like the fish bit well, but I had some equipment failures, mainly due with that bad fluoro. So I'm gonna go home and retie all my rigs with some better line and hope for no break-offs next time. Definitely frustrating when that happens, but just part of fishing. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the Marshman Masson channel on YouTube. Share the video with somebody you think would also enjoy it. And until next time, if we don't see you in this beautiful marsh, we'll see you right here on Marshman Masson.